In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the return of my 6'8", 271 hybrid defender build. Now, I haven't used this build in a while. I'm talking about months and months and months. And you guys, as you guys can see on my build, I'm purple on this build. And the reason why I'm purple on this build, even though I mainly play random, is because this build is very versatile. Okay, now defense on this game is extremely underrated. I know I normally tend to show you guys a lot of my offensive builds, but I keep telling a lot of people I'm a better defender than I am an offensive player. But you guys don't always get to see it because I don't really play on like a pure defense type of build. And this is the closest I can get in terms of having pure defense with a little bit of offense. And I can't just be a pure lockdown out here. There's no way. You need to be able to do some stuff with the randoms. So you guys be able to see this build, the versatility of this build. You can pretty much, the way I see this build is whoever's causing the problem, I'm just going to switch on to them, right? Normally, it's the guard that you guys can see right there. A lot of these guards getting a bunch of turnovers. You guys will see at one point, the guy even just passed the ball. He didn't want to play, but he's like, nah, I don't want to bring up the ball against this build. But yeah, this build is very, very versatile because whoever's causing the problem, I'm just going to switch myself onto that player, okay? If it's a center, as you guys can see right there, this build can also get rebounds. So if it's a center that's causing the issue, I'm going to switch myself onto the center. If it's the PG that's becoming a bit of a problem, I'm going to switch myself onto that point guard. This build can also rebound, okay? Now, the reason why I made this build at the power forward position, I will leave the link to the build in the description if you guys want to see it. But the reason why I made it at the power forward specifically is because in order to get gold rebound chaser, you need to have a lot of weight as a 6'8" player. So this is the only position, I think center as well, obviously, it's the only position where you're able to get a 92 offensive rebound. You can't get 92 offensive rebound as a small forward 6'8", okay? So, and I want to, you guys already know me, when it comes to rebounding, I love grabbing a lot of offensive boards, okay? Defensive rebound, there's tons of people that can go for that, but offensive, I love going for it. Now, the other thing I haven't realized is what is the speed. When I went on this build, because I haven't played on the 6'8" build in a while, my speed is insane. Y'all can see in that possession, that guy was just like, nah, bro. He was bringing up the ball. He saw me trying, because what I was doing in these games was I was switching myself onto the guard regardless. I'm like, no, you guys can see right here, I'm forcing myself to switch onto the PG every single time because I just want to be a menace out here. The only thing I wish on this build, which would make it even more of a menace, even right here, I do have close shot on this build, is I wish I had 91 still. I only have an 89 because when I initially made it, I wasn't really thinking. Y'all can see, even with 89, we're still causing mayhems on this build, bro. Like, we're still, you know, this build is a problem. But if I had 91, honestly, like, it would be so OP because now there's a big difference between an 80, like a silver glove and a gold glove. Like, I've played on build that have gold and silver, and I can tell you there's a massive difference. But that doesn't matter because y'all can still see we're still getting a ton of stops, and you guys can see the speed of it. Okay, the transition. When you get stops, when you get rebound, you can just run up the court and get there a lot faster. You guys can see, but I'm just active on defense. Again, I don't really show you guys a lot of my defensive builds because I don't really take rec extremely seriously like that for me to be playing on pure lockdown every single game. Like, but you guys can see this build can do everything, but I can switch onto the center, go onto the guard, get rebound. You guys will also be able to see some offensive part of this build as well because, like I said, you need some offense. But when you play randoms, you can see just worming that player right there. You do need some offense when you play randoms, and you guys will see a little bit of offense on this build, okay? It's not, this build isn't meant to, like, be the offensive guy, but y'all can see, bro, this build ain't bad, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys are looking for, like a I wouldn't even call it toxic, but a disruptive, versatile lockdown build where you can do pretty much a little bit of everything, y'all can see with a rebound right there. Now, I actually like the fact that I have a high close shot on this build. Now, I don't know what I was thinking when I made this build, but whatever I was thinking made sense because right here you guys can see that close shot is working a lot. My bar is just extremely like big every single time I go to the paint, and I'm always making them, which is really, really nice for me. So I definitely ain't complaining. I don't know what I was thinking when I initially made the build, but I was thinking something good. So we'll take that. Again, this build can also be like a pick and roll player, but you have to be a bit more careful because you don't have the contact dunks you normally get on these like overpowered, you know, taller builds or 90 standing dunk build, which is what this build doesn't have. But y'all can see, bro, it's just a disruptive build. The rec is a place where people are always doing a bunch of crazy stuff. We can also shoot on this build. I know you're like, fair, are you gonna shoot over some shooting? But we can also shoot on this build. But the rec is a place where there's a lot of disruptive stuff right there. And, you know, when people are just being chaotic, y'all can see right there, I stopped that guy, get a stop on the center, get the rebound, throw it up. Oh, yeah, the pass on this build. Yeah, it's not the best, but it gets the job done. That's the first game, okay? And I was like, you know what? I had so much fun on this build. I'm going to play one more game on it. So I was like, because I ain't playing this build in a while, and I'm like, it's so refreshing to play on a defensive build. And also, it also shows you the impacts of a good defender on a team, okay? Because I know a lot of the times, I see people on a lockdown build and you'll still be losing games, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I come on a lockdown build, and obviously the way I made this build, again, it's meant to be versatile. I didn't make this build just to go guard the point guards every time. Sometimes it could be the small forward that's a problem, you know what I'm saying? I'll switch myself onto the small forward, you know? So it could be, like I said earlier, it could be the center also. I'll switch myself onto him. It's a very, very disruptive build. Y'all can see right here, I'm on the guard. It's always easy to go with the guard, okay? Because they're just, if you can get the ball away from their hands in most games, you're probably going to win the game, okay? Again, when it comes to the mid-range, this build, listen, I think it's got 84 midi, so you guys already know me when it comes to my mid-range. I always take those. Again, kind of similar to my center. I told you guys about sort of slowing down the pace of the game when I upload these randoms. This build has a little bit of post control. I wish it was higher. If it was higher, this build would have been so OP, bro. You can see getting a rebound, giving up to the center. We're going to grab another rebound right there. Those are just easy pickings and just helping out your teammates. Again, slightly different from my other builds. If my other builds I have standing dunk, you guys already know I would have went for the standing dunk right there. Because I don't really have those contact standing dunk, you just have to be a bit more careful. That's the only difference. But the versatility of this build just makes it fun. Like, I'm always just, especially on defense, I'm just a crazy guy. This is a 271-pound build as well. You need to understand, this is a very heavy lockdown build. As you guys can see, we can even get some dunks. And I'm running around like I'm like super light, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just everywhere. I'm always doing a little bit of everything. Right here, look, even with no standing dunk animations, we're still going for the standing dunks. It's crazy. Right, there's a shot clock running now. We didn't fall for that. Okay, we get a block right there. So listen, this is a fun build. And for me, going into the rec, you can see the midi pull up. All my builds just have midi, right? Like this year, bro. If you ain't got midi on your build, listen, you're just missing out some easy offense. Right here, again, going for the block. You can pretty much play as the backhand, the guy guarding ball. You guys can see the rebound, but the rebound in this build is crazy with the little back. Look at that, with the little back pass with a 60 passing, bro. It is a ton of fun right there, just being a disruptive player. And it also shows you how, like, there's different ways of making an impact on this game. You don't always have to be, on a three-point shot hunter or on a build that's always having a lot of offense. I have a lot of defense on this build. And since I've went back on it, I haven't lost a single game. You know what I'm saying? I've played a few more games after this. I didn't lose those games because it's just, again, whoever's causing the most issue, I will just switch myself onto you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the offense of this build. It is, honestly, I forgot how fun it was for me to play on this build. I was using this build for Pro-Am as well when I initially made it, but I haven't played Pro-Am in a minute. So again, this build has just been on the shelf in the locker room, and it's just crazy, like, being able to have steal again. I know I always talk about it on my videos, but, like, listen, playing defense is so fun on 2K, bro. Like, playing defense, especially with randoms. Randoms don't really know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know what they're doing a lot of the time. They get they get a little bit roughed up quite easily. They panic too much. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guards, you can see, a lot of these guards aren't used to people just constantly in their face. So, like, they don't know how to react. Obviously, if you're playing like a calm, experienced guard, they're a bit more calmer. You know what I'm saying? They get guarded by locks all the time. A lot of guards in a rec don't get guarded by good defenders. So when they do, it just startles them, but they just start to panic and start throwing all these crazy turnovers. But this is another game where we have another sort of 20-point, almost triple-double. But it is a ton of fun, man. I think I will keep playing on this build for a minute, just because I just want to cause a bit of chaos in the rec, bro. I just want to cause a bit of chaos. We got 5 steals, 9 assists, 15 rebounds, 20 points. I mean, that's pretty, as a power forward, you take that. You know what I'm saying? From a build, I can pretty much switch and be versatile. So you can use this build and play with anyone. You know what I'm saying? You can play as a primary lockdown, as if you want to play as a center. I wouldn't really want to use it the whole game as a center, though, just because the defensive rebound isn't the highest. But again, if you guys want to see this build, I made it a while ago, so you guys will see clips of, like, old clips when the game first came out. But I take some crazy hop shots on this build as well. You don't really get to see it in this video. But anyways, if you guys want more gameplay on it, y'all let me know. I'll keep posting it because it is a ton of fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.